Cheap Air Gunner channel. It's Cherokee Steve. If you've been watching some of my videos, you're probably aware that recently I have been pulling out some air guns of mine and checking to see if they're maintaining power. And one of the PCPs that I have not had out in quite a while is the Hatsan Carnivore that I have in .357 caliber. I've done a lot of modifications to this particular gun to up the power of it. Stock, it's about 750 feet per second with an 82 grain pellet or slug. And for a .357, that really, it's a great price point where it comes in for a big bore PCP. But unfortunately, it is underpowered stock. So with all the work that I've done to up the power, not having had it out in a while, I did pull it out. It was holding pressure fine, so that is not an issue. But I just want to make a quick video of me putting a slug over the crony and making sure that the power is where it was prior to me having it put away for so long. Now what I'm going to be using is what I call a slug, and it is a hollow point. The skirt on this particular, it's a Grizzly. It's an H&N Grizzly. What I have found is they're extremely inaccurate, but they're 82 grain, which is exactly the same as the JSB pellets in .357 that I have, and I also have some Hatsan pellets that are 81 grain. So extremely comparable in weight. So the power number I should get should be extremely close, if not the same, from what I would prefer to shoot out of this. But because I spent the money on these Grizzlies, it's not something I would take out and hunt with because it's not very accurate. But power, it should give a pretty good number and example of what the gun is capable of. It does have a hollow point. It is uniform in its outside shape. It doesn't have a skirt in regards to being a Diablo-shaped pellet. It is smooth and uniform, but it is hollow on the inside. It is not a solid slug. But I do tend to refer to these more as a slug than a pellet. But this is what we're going to do, and let's see what the gun's capable of, okay? So, as you can see, I took 2 shots. Not much of an extreme spread there. That was a full fill, 200 bar. First shot was 810 feet per second. The second one was 806. Let's look at the power numbers that are created with an 82 grain slug shooting at those velocities. Now, I went on Pyramid Air's website and looked for the Hatsan Carnivore in 357 and looked at the stock numbers that are published for it. Now, Pyramid Air lists a maximum velocity of 730 feet per second. So we're close to 100 feet per second over that. As a matter of fact, before I started recording the video, I put a shot over the Crony. For these power numbers, I'm going to stick to what's showing up on the Crony right now as I'm shooting it, but I did get a velocity of 816 feet per second, which really puts it close to 100 feet per second over stock as it's listed. It also is listed as a maximum foot-pounds of energy being created as being 95. So you can see we're very close, we're very much in the ballpark of 120 foot-pounds of energy being created at the muzzle with the modifications that I made. And these modifications went well beyond simply increasing the hammer spring tension. I did work to the valve and to open up all of the bores. I have a video series, a very extensive video series on what I did and my overall opinions of this particular gun. But for this video, it's strictly me wanting to see. It's been sitting for quite a while, and I wanted to really just see the power numbers that it can create, having sat, and make sure that they're consistent with what it was getting before, and they are. So I could check that off on my list of rechecking PCPs and air guns in general that I haven't shot in a while, and making sure that they're holding up as far as power created. So that is really it for this video. As far as my overall opinions on the Hatsan Carnivore, check out my previous video that I made. You might find it a little bit surprising as my overall opinion and my overall suggestion of whether I would recommend this gun or not. Long story short, it's no. But at least with the modifications I've made, it's at the minimum power I would consider for a 357 air gun. That'll wrap it up for this one. Thanks for checking it out. You guys out there, stay safe, shoot safe, take care.